Close your eyes for a moment. Remember the last time you looked at the starry sky, made a silent wish, and then silence. That void that seems to swallow your hope. What did you feel in that moment? Anxiety? A hint of frustration? Or that old, familiar feeling that maybe the universe was too busy to listen to you? Perhaps you are going through a moment where everything seems confusing. The signs you seek so much don't arrive, or when they do, you don't know what they mean. You ask yourself if you're doing something wrong, if you're not deserving enough, if your faith is too small, and that doubt, which now slowly, is more painful than any negative answer. Because the silence of the universe seems to scream, you are not important. But what if the truth were completely different? What if the problem wasn't the absence of signs, but the programming that determines which signs you are able to see? Dr. Bruce Lipton, one of the greatest epigenetic scientists, teaches us something revolutionary. The cell does not respond to the environment itself. It responds to its perception of the environment. And this perception is controlled by the receptors on the cell's membrane, which are activated by your beliefs. Translating, the universe may be shouting a message, but if your inner belief doesn't have the receptor open for that frequency, you simply won't hear it. The silence is not from the universe. The silence is your programming. Joe Dispenza complements this idea with a truth that might hurt at first, but then liberates. As long as your personality is the ghost of your past emotions, you will continue to interpret the present through the lens of what you have already lived. And a past marked by disappointments can only generate a present of distrust. The first sign, then, does not come from outside. It comes from the courage to question your own programming. In this video, we are not going to hunt for signs as if they were hidden clues. We are going to do something different. We are going to look at 7 common experiences that you have probably already lived through, and we are going to discover that each one of them is, in fact, a message from the universe. Not a message to be deciphered with the logical mind, but a mirror to be faced with an open heart. Breathe deeply, welcome yourself, and let's begin. Perhaps you know this feeling. Life looks good on paper, stable job, family present, health in order, but there is an emptiness there in the middle of your chest that no achievement seems to fill. A restlessness that arrives without warning, especially on silent nights, and you feel ungrateful for feeling this. As if you were complaining with a full stomach, as if you didn't have the right to miss something you don't even know what it is. This pain has a name, even if you don't know it. It's called expansion. The universe does not speak the language of comfort. It speaks the language of growth. Neuroscience shows that the brain interprets any exit from the comfort zone as a threat, but your soul interprets it as a call. This nameless discomfort is your own energy trying to break through the shell of beliefs that no longer serve you. It is your original frequency, the one that came before any programming saying, "This place no longer fits. It's time to go beyond." Most people believe that a divine sign must be beautiful, magical, and unmistakable. A rainbow after the rain, a butterfly landing on the window, a repeated number on the clock. The counterintuitive revelation is that causeless anxiety, deep boredom, and irritation with routine are the clearest signs that you are ready to leap into a new orbit. Discomfort is not a punishment. It's a nudge. The universe becomes uncomfortable inside you so that you will move. The next time this restlessness arises, don't try to smother it with distractions. Don't turn on the television. Don't pick up your phone. Sit with it for 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. Place your hand on your chest and breathe. And ask, not with your mouth, but with your soul, what does this restlessness want me to leave behind? The answer will not come as clear text. It will come as a silent impulse to act in a new way. A phone call to make, a course to start, a conversation to have, a small thing to give up. Listen to that impulse. It is the echo of the message. Have you ever seen a caterpillar inside its cocoon? It doesn't know it's going to become a butterfly. It only feels that the space is getting too small. And that discomfort, that pressure on its back, is the universe itself saying, breathe deeply. It's time to grow wings. You are not broken. You are in metamorphosis, and every metamorphosis hurts a little before it flies. Now I want you to think of a familiar pain. You swear you learned the lesson, that you overcame the pattern, that you won't repeat the same mistake again, and then they appear. Or she appears, with a new name, a new face, but the same old soul, the same authoritarian boss who disrespects you, the same friend who drains your energy and then disappears, the same emotionally distant partner who makes you beg for crumbs of affection. And you ask yourself, with a tiredness that comes from the soul, what did I do to deserve this again? The answer is not what you did. The answer is what you vibrate. This is not a cosmic punishment. It is the most basic principle of quantum physics. Resonance. You are not attracting toxic people. You are vibrating an unresolved frequency that needs to be healed, and the universe, with its surgical precision, places the same mirror before you, with the same disguised face, until you stop blaming the reflection and clean your own face. The fatal mistake is trying to physically distance yourself from these people, change jobs, move to another city, block contact, make a radical cut. The sign is not for you to run from the mirror. The sign is for you to change your internal reaction. As long as your anger, your fear, or your sadness are activated in the same way, the frequency is stuck, and the mirror will return, with another name, another face. But the same lesson. The universe is patient. It can repeat the lesson 1,000 times. The question is, how many more times will you need? Take a piece of paper now mentally. Write down the name of the last person who deeply irritated you. Now, ignore the name. Erase the face. Write only the emotion you felt. Humiliation? Abandonment? Disrespect? Invisibility? Fear of not being loved? This emotion is your key. It is the sign. Whenever this emotion arises in your life, breathe deeply and give thanks, not to the person. Thank the universe for showing exactly where your block is, and repeat slowly, like a mantra. I see you, I welcome you, and now I release you. This repetition, done sincerely, begins to reprogram the receptor on your cell membrane. Little by little, the same situation will no longer affect you. And when it no longer affects you, the mirror disappears. Imagine a piano. You can change the musician, change the room, change the audience, change the country. But if the C string is loose, the note C will be wrong forever. The universe is not sending you a new musician. It is sending you a tuner. The sign is not the person who hurts you. The sign is the wrong sound. And the message is only one. Tune this string. This is perhaps the most silent pain of all. You prayed. You meditated. You wrote the request on a piece of paper, lit a candle, visualized an ever before. And what came back? Nothing. A deafening void. A feeling that the universe is too busy, or worse, that you are not good enough to be heard. And that little inner voice, cruel, whispers, "See? Even the universe doesn't care about you." What do you feel when I say that? Tightness in your chest? A lump in your throat? Breathe. You are not alone in this. Thousands of sensitive souls have felt the same desert. The universe does not operate in your linear time. It operates in quantum time. Silence is not an absence of response. It is the processing time of your own frequency. Bruce Lipton teaches us that the cell takes time to translate a new environmental signal into a new protein. There is an interval between the stimulus and the biological response. This interval is sacred. Silence is the womb where your manifestation is taking shape. It is not a no. It is not a maybe. It is being prepared, and you cannot rush the birth. Most people, in this silence, fall into silent despair. They start to doubt, to force results, to ask again, with more desperation, with more tears, with more fear. And this desperation vibrates at the frequency of lack, and the universe, obediently, returns more lack. Because the universe does not listen to your words, it listens to your vibration. And the vibration of despair is the vibration of someone who does not have. The sign of silence is a test of vibrational integrity. The universe wants to know, do you only believe when you see, or do you believe before, in the dark, in the void, in the silence? When silence arrives, don't try to break it, just feel it. Feel its weight, its density. Then realize that you repeat to yourself slowly, as if calming a child. I am not waiting, I am being. Place your hand on your chest and feel your heart beating. That beat is the answer. As long as it is there, life is answering. The rest is time. And time is just the space your own transformation needs to happen. A seed doesn't keep poking the earth asking if it can sprout yet. It simply decomposes in darkness. It accepts the silence. It trusts that the silence above is the very rain that will come. The sprout is not a response from the universe. The sprout is the proof that the silence was respected. You don't need to break the earth with your fingernails. You need to rest in it, and wait, and trust. And while you wait, be. Simply be. You know what I'm talking about. You look at the clock and it's 11:11. You think of an old friend and they send you a message at that very instant. You open a random book and the sentence you needed is right there in front of you. You're listening to a song and the lyrics speak exactly about what you were thinking. And then comes the anguish, quick and sharp. Is this a sign? What does it mean? What should I do with it? Is my mind playing tricks on me? The mind loves to decipher codes. It feels powerful when it finds patterns, but synchronicity is not a code. And Neville Goddard, one of the greatest masters of the law of assumption, gives us the key. He taught that imagination is not fantasy. Imagination is the very body of God within you. When you imagine something with feeling, you are creating a parallel reality. And synchronicity is the leakage of that reality into your physical world. It is the proof that what you imagine is not an escape from reality. It is a rehearsal. It is the still invisible reality becoming visible for an instant. Synchronicity does not say this will happen in the future. It says this is already true in your consciousness. Now, what are you going to do with this truth? The most common mistake is trying to decipher synchronicity with the logical mind. What does the number 333 mean? Is it about love? Is it about money? Is it about health? Is it my guides? Is it God? The right question is not about the number. The right question is, what was I feeling 1 second before I saw this sign? Synchronicity is not the message. It is the underline of a message you were already sending with your emotion. It doesn't teach you anything new. It confirms what you are already vibrating. It is the universe saying with a smile, you are on the right path, don't doubt. Continue. The next time a synchronicity happens, don't stop to interpret, stop to feel. Close your eyes. What did your body do? Was there a shiver down your spine, a relaxation in your shoulders, an opening in your chest, a warm, unexpected tear? That feeling is the answer. Synchronicity is the universe's business card. It knocks on your door, hands you the card, and leaves. Don't analyze the card, feel the visit. Imagine you are sailing in a boat in the middle of a dense fog without a map, without a compass. You use sonar. The sonar emits a ping, and the ping comes back. Synchronicity is not the treasure map, it is the ping. It doesn't show the way. It confirms that the water is deep enough for you to continue. Don't memorize the ping. Don't analyze the ping. Don't ask for another ping. Feel the depth it reveals, and row. This is perhaps the most painful of all, the one that makes strong people fall to their knees. You planned, you dedicated yourself, you believed with all your might. It was your dream project, the relationship you swore was forever, the perfect opportunity that had finally arrived after years of waiting. And then, it collapsed, without warning, without explanation, without a reason your mind can accept. And you feel betrayed by the universe, by God, by life, as if they promised and lied. Neuroscience explains that your brain clings to predictability as a form of safety. Knowing what comes next calms the amygdala, the center of fear. When a plan fails, the brain registers that as a threat to your survival. That's why it hurts so much. It's not weakness. It's not lack of faith. It's your biology in a state of alert. But the universe does not work with your plans. It works with your purpose, and your purpose is always greater, much greater than your plans. The collapse is not an end. It is a necessary demolition. You cannot build a palace on a foundation of sand. And the universe, out of a love that sometimes seems cruel, tears down what is small so that the essential, the true, the one that came to stay, can emerge. The most dangerous emotional trap is trying to rebuild the same plan, only stronger, faster, more perfect. This time I'll do it right. This time I won't make a mistake. The sign from the universe is the opposite. It whispers with the voice of silence. Stop patching up what no longer serves the next version of you. What collapsed was not weak. It was not poorly done. It was not lack of worthiness. It was small. Too small for the greatness that is coming. And the universe will not let you settle for the small, because it loves you too much for that. Allow yourself to grieve. Cry over the plan. Cry over what was known, what was safe, what you already knew how to do. But do not confuse the plan with your future. The plan was one path. The future is an entire territory. Make an honest list, even if only in your mind. What would that plan give you? Security, status, approval from others, belonging, a sense of control? Now breathe deeply. Understand that the universe will not give you those things through that path, because that path, deep down, was a detour. The main road was somewhere else, and the collapse was the forced detour onto the right road. Have you ever watched an eagle? To change its old feathers, it needs to retreat to an inaccessible rock, high in the mountains. And there, alone, it plucks the feathers one by one with its own beak. It's not beautiful. It's painful. It bleeds. It waits. It looks dead to those who look from afar. But if it tried to fly with the old feathers into the next winter, it would freeze to death. The collapse of your plan is your molting of feathers. The rock is the silence. The pain is the price of the new flight. And the new feathers, the new feathers will be wider, stronger, brighter, and will take you further than you ever imagined. Trust the molt. Trust the rock. Trust the coming winter. It will not kill you. It will renew you. This one is for you who are listening now and feel a squeeze just thinking about it. You are surrounded by people. You have family. You have coworkers. You have longtime friends. You have neighbors. But in the middle of the party, on Sunday lunch, in the supermarket line, during coffee break, that strange yet familiar feeling comes. You don't belong, as if everyone had an instruction manual for life that you lost. The invitation that doesn't come, the conversation that doesn't flow, the silence that screams, and the silent fear, the one you don't tell anyone, of being left behind. Joe Dispenza explains something that can transform this loneliness into something sacred. He teaches that when you begin to change your personality, when you begin to reprogram your emotions and think thoughts you've never thought before, you literally become a new frequency. And what is on the old frequency can no longer resonate with you. Not because people are bad or because you are weird. It's pure physics. Two different frequencies do not dance together. Loneliness is not an abandonment. It is a process of quantum purification. People didn't leave you. Your vibration simply no longer fits at that table. And this is not a tragedy. It is a birth. The most serious mistake is trying to shrink yourself to be accepted again. Dim your light. Speak the same old language. Laugh at the same empty jokes. Frequent the same places that haven't nourished you for years. This is not adaptation. This is energetic suicide. Loneliness is not your punishment. Loneliness is your spiritual womb. It is within it that you stop seeking validation outside. It is within it that you finally find yourself. It is within it that you learn that the only presence you truly need is your own. First, stop interpreting loneliness as rejection. Repeat to yourself until you believe it. This is not against me. This is for me. Second, use this alone time for a courageous question, the kind we run from. What do I like to do when no one is watching? Not what you should like. Not what others expect. What you really, authentically, secretly like. Third, do exactly that, without guilt. Read that book you hide. Watch that movie no one recommends. Walk barefoot on the grass. Dance alone in the living room. When you become your own favorite company, you vibrate autonomy. And autonomy is the most powerful magnet for true connections. A diamond does not get upset for not being a piece of coal. It simply shines alone in the darkness, knowing that it is in its solitude that its value is forged. The pressure it feels is not to destroy it. The pressure is to polish it. You are not alone. You are in a raw state, and the polishing is silent, and it is solitary, and it is sacred. And in the end, you will not just be a diamond. You will be the one and only jewel that shines with your light, which exists nowhere else in the universe. That stubborn thought, that old idea that comes back again and again, that place to visit, that skill to learn, that business to start, that book to write, that song to compose. It returns like a ghost every week. In the shower, in traffic, before sleep, in the middle of work, and you, with a tenderness mixed with harshness, call it silliness, or impossible, or for when I retire, or something for younger people. But it returns. It always returns. And each time it returns, it leaves a trail of melancholy. Bruce Lipton shows us that this persistent thought is not a coincidence. It is not anxiety. It is not an escape from reality. It is your original frequency trying to emerge through the thick crust of your limiting beliefs. Before you were programmed by the fear of the world, by the no's you heard in childhood, by the examples you saw, by the disappointments you stored, there was a sign there. A pure sign. A dream that needed no one's permission. This recurring thought is your biology calling you back home. It is your soul nudging your mind. The fatal mistake is suffocating this dream with realism. I need to pay the bills. Now is not the time. Who am I to do that? That's for irresponsible people. Listen carefully. Who is speaking now is not you. It is fear. It is programming. It is the voice of someone who once told you that dreaming is a waste of time. The universe does not give you a dream to torture you. It gives you a dream as a prototype. A 3D model of your next reality. The sign is not for you to execute the dream tomorrow, or next week, or next year. The sign is for you to stop calling it impossible. That's all. For now. A small maybe is already a crack in the armor of fear. Take that dream out of the mental drawer today. Now. Write it on a piece of paper. You don't need to show anyone. Write it just for you, then read it out loud to the mirror. Look into your own eyes and say, I still think about you, and that means something. Feel what happens in your body when you validate it. Warmth? A shiver? A lump in your throat that dissolves? You don't need to do anything else. Just validate it. A silent inner yes to your own dream is a frequency change more powerful than 10 years of forced action. Because the yes aligns your belief, and aligned belief is the only fuel the universe understands. A symphony is not born ready. It begins as a single loose chord in the composer's head, a fragile chord, almost inaudible. If he calls the chord silliness, the symphony will never exist. If he ignores it, the world loses a beauty it will never know it lost. Your recurring dream is the initial chord. The universe does not ask for the complete symphony. It does not ask for the concert. It does not ask for the audience. It asks that you play the chord, just the chord. Play it for yourself. Play it in the silence. Play it even with fear, and trust that the rest of the orchestra will come, in due time, in divine time, in the time your soul chose before you were even born. Breathe deeply once more. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the beats. The 7 signs we explored together, the nameless discomfort, the same mirror in different faces, the silence after the request, the synchronicity that defies logic, the collapse of a cherished plan, the loneliness that tightens the chest, and the dream that won't leave your head, are not puzzles for your mind to solve. They are a single invitation, repeated in 7 different ways, an invitation to return home, to go within, to your own heart, to the stillness that exists before any thought. The cell does not ask, what should I do? It simply is, and your being. What you are in each moment, what you truly believe deep down, what you vibrate without knowing, activates specific genes. Growth genes or protection genes, healing genes or disease genes. Bruce Lipton teaches us that you are not a victim of your biology, you are the programmer. And programming begins with belief. What do you believe about yourself, about the universe, about your ability to receive signs, about your right to exist? That belief, not the request you make with your mouth, is the true message the universe hears. Greg Braden reminds us of something that science is only now beginning to prove. The unified field, the intelligence that organizes entire galaxies and makes one atom know where another is not out there in some distant dimension. It is here, inside your breath, inside the silence between one thought and another, inside the coherence between your heart and your brain. The universe's message does not arrive through eyes that search frantically. It arrives through the heart that finally rests. What if the pain you feel today, the confusion, the waiting, the loneliness, the postponed dream, the plan that collapsed, what if none of this was a mistake? What if it was exactly the path? What if you are not late, lost, broken, but exactly where your own soul needs to be to learn what only silence can teach? The silent truth, the one no one tells you because no one wants to hear it, is that you have already received all the messages. Your anguish is not from a lack of signs, it is from a lack of permission. Permission to trust what you already know. Permission to stop running after placards and warnings and external confirmations. Permission to rest in the certainty that you are not alone. You have never been. You never will be. The universe is not silent. It is waiting. Waiting for you to stop shouting questions and start listening with your heart. And when you listen, when you truly listen, without hurry, without fear, without the need to understand everything, even silence has a voice. And that voice, without any words, says the only thing you need to hear. It says, you have arrived. You have always belonged here. Welcome home.